Thank you very much for joining me on this Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. This probably catching your attention. I'm not seeing signs of development, but I want to get into this. The increased chance of rain with this, a system that is sitting in the central Atlantic that could become the next named system. And I want to get to the U.S. and what we're seeing with Canada, with even some snow moving by, plus a little look ahead to El Nino and how that is going to mean a different winter across the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean. Here's the broad picture. Here's the Gulf. Watching this blob, I'll get into that. Here is a spin that is going to try to develop and move to the Azores. So thank you for spreading the word about this across the Azores. I'll show you the wide. I want to get into a very wide computer model outlook to get into this as well. Atlantic region of Canada, and then watching down toward the Gulf of Mexico for developing a system there. Not tropical in nature though. So what I'm seeing here is this system. But you see all this red or orange shading. That's the dry air. As expected, it's not allowing this to develop. So yeah, it's kind of blobbing up. If this were to be an atmosphere that had more moisture, and maybe a little bit earlier in the hurricane season, this would certainly develop, but not the case right now. Let me show you again the smaller picture. Then I really want to widen it out and talk about El Nino in a moment and show you what to expect through the winter. But you see here again some increased rain as a whole. But with St. Lucia, Trinidad and Tobago, we're looking at scattered showers and storms to very isolated. Not much in St. Lucia, little more toward Trinidad and Tobago and Grenada, Honduras and Nicaragua. As this tropical disturbance slides by, rain chance will pick up a touch tomorrow through Costa Rica. In Jamaica, just kind of on the backside of it, we could get a few showers, even a rumble of thunder, Montego Bay, Falmouth, that'll be a possibility over toward Kingston. Cayman Islands, you see here on Friday, chance of a few showers around. Now, here's the really wide view, and then I want to get into El Nino. Now, you can see, again, some of that rain and snow kind of mixing. Maine over toward Prince Edward Island, watching Nova Scotia. Then we swing down here. I want to show you a few things. Let me take you out in time and just advance ahead until Friday. You see this. Look at all this rain in the Gulf of Mexico. That is not tropical in nature. Could bring some of the severe weather. I want to show you how this is tied to El Nino. And then you see this spin here. This is what's working up toward the Azores. Friday, we're looking good. But as we get toward Saturday, look how this spin wraps up and starts to work in. So we're going to see a higher chance of rain second half of Saturday, Saturday night, into Sunday in the Azores. And this may be a named system. It could become subtropical storm Vince. That is a possibility. Gusty winds, watching out for some rain on that again. Second half of Saturday, first half of Sunday. So heads up there. Now, I mentioned the system in the Gulf of Mexico. That could bring some stronger weather to, say, Florida by the time we get into Friday. Now, within El Nino, there's a strong southern jet stream, southern relative to the United States and Canada. This strong jet stream produces a lot of weather. Okay, so we're going to see that severe weather threat higher across the Gulf states of the United States, especially as we get back toward Florida in an El Nino. And that does impact what's going on in the Caribbean because you have these systems rolling by, strong ones, in the Gulf of Mexico. That means a higher chance of rain. Parts of Mexico, Belize, Honduras, Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Cuba, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, the Bahamas. We could see some rounds of severe weather even in the Bahamas as we work our way into this winter. Puerto Rico, we could see some stronger storms, a higher chance of rain. It'll be drier, basically St. Lucia, Barbados South, kind of in between over toward Guadeloupe, Dominica, and Martinique, but drier, which of course could mean big drought conditions. So again, I'll be tracking that. So clearly, there's a lot to track as we get into the winter just because of the cycle we're in. We're going to see these systems in the Gulf that will also drag across some fronts across the Caribbean. So we are way past the peak of the hurricane season. Again, things are going to start to shut off for the possibility of development. There could still be a named storm or two. I mentioned that subtropical area that we're watching in the Atlantic. You can't rule out a named system in December. So still watching it. Those water temperatures still way above average for this time of year. Trinidad and Tobago, 50% chance of rain the next couple days. Grenada, a 30 to 40% chance, holding on to a 30% chance. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, not a lot as we get toward Barbados, as I mentioned. Rain chance is pretty low, just a 10 to 20% chance in St. Lucia, 10 to 20% chance the next 2 days in Martinique. If we get toward Dominica, again, not a lot. It would be a very small chance of a passing shower. Guadeloupe, 10 to 20% chance. Now, we work our way toward Antigua and Barbuda. Rain chance gets a little higher, no washout, but a 30% chance for tomorrow. Then tomorrow and Friday, St. Kitts and Nevis and Montserrat, rain chance will bump up some. Spotty shower possible, Anguilla and St. Bart's, and a 30% chance St. Martin, St. Ceiba and Statia. A 40% chance in Puerto Rico the next couple days. Still some spotty showers and storms around, and we have that 40% U.S. and British Virgin Islands. We work our way into the Dominican Republic. Rain chance small today, a 30% chance Thursday and Friday, so that's isolated and mainly dry in Haiti. And where we are dry, we are going to be on the hot side. Jamaica, you see the rain chance bumping up slightly, could even be about 40%, kind of the back side of that tropical disturbance. Same thing as we get toward the Cayman Islands, rain chance about 30 to 40% as we get into the end of the week. 20% chance in Cuba, 20% chance as we work our way across the Bahamas. Could see a few showers here and there, mainly dry Turks and Caicos as we go through tomorrow, and a 20% chance in Belize, but it will get higher by the end of the week into the weekend in Belize. Aruba, watching out for a spotty shower. That'll be possible. A 30% chance today in Curacao and Bonaire. 10% chance in Bermuda, but Bermuda, I mentioned that system that's on the east coast of the United States. That's going to work our way tomorrow. A 70% chance of wet weather tomorrow in Bermuda. Yucatan and Mexico, 20 to 30% chance. 60% chance in Costa Rica, and a 30% chance in northern Venezuela. Get back toward Guyana, some spotty showers and storms. A 40% chance for today, and about a 30% chance in Suriname over the next couple days. So yeah, there's a lot to track. Now, the Caribbean disturbance, so while it looks kind of like a solid blob, I'm not seeing any signs of development out of that. Watching the Gulf, though, not just short term. I mentioned that system that'll move toward Florida on Friday. But as we go through this El Nino period, that means the severe weather potential is even higher, and that'll pull some fronts across the Caribbean in that system, headed toward the Azores by Saturday evening. I'll be tracking that for you. 8 days left in the hurricane season. I hope you are well. Thank you for being part of this weather community. Have a good rest of your day.